Hi, this is Too Fast here. In this video, I will be doing a review on this compact portable camera, model number SJ7000. Now, I got this camera from a website called gearbest.com, and I will put a link for this item in the bottom description. This camera records in high definition 1080p. It has a 2-inch color LCD display on the back. It has built-in Wi-Fi, so you can do remote viewing with your portable Android device. Also, the lens on the camera is 170 degrees wide. It also comes with a waterproof enclosure to protect the camera if you're using it outdoor. Now, besides being an action camera, this camera can also be used as a dash cam because it has built-in motion detection and loop recording. From this same website, I also picked up a suction mount that you see on the left, and I'll show you that in a second. So let me open this up and I'll show you what the camera looks like. Here we have the user guide. Here we have some zip ties. Here's a metal tether. Here we have another back cover for the enclosure. Here we have a standalone mount to clip the camera directly into this, and you can mount this to a tripod. This is a belt clip. Here we have a couple of other mounts here. This is a bike mount. This is a microfiber cloth to clean the lens. USB cable. Here we have the AC adapter. Now you'll notice that it does have the European plug, so you need an adapter to plug this into the North American plug. And this bag we have some straps. Here's the camera itself. Here are all the parts laid out that comes with this camera. Now, as you can see, they do provide plenty of different attachments for you to use with this camera, but does not include a suction cup. That's why I did buy the suction cup mounts that you saw earlier. And let me give you some example of how some of these mounts work. You'll notice that it comes with an extra back piece for the enclosure. This is not a spare for this one. The two are actually different. If you look at the side of these two back pieces, you'll notice that this one has an open slot here. The reason for that is to allow for audio pickup and better audio recording, whereas this one that's on this enclosure already is all sealed, so this is completely waterproof. Let me show you how to use the belt clip mount. If I remove the camera from this enclosure, I can clip the camera directly into this clip, and then place this belt clip into the slots here at the back. And now you can use this as a belt clip. With these two mounting plates, you'll notice that this one has a tripod mount. If you want to use this, all you have to do is clip this one directly into this. There's also a 3M double-sided tape here. This one over here does not have the tripod mount, but also has a 3M double-sided tape at the bottom. Here we have the bike mount, and to use this, just remove this bottom mount that's on the enclosure. Now you can mount this onto the handlebar of your bike. Now with these attachments, you can set it up so you can use it as a dash cam. And let me show you. First, you use this one and connect it to this swivel mount. As you can see, this turns 360, and there is a collar here you can use to lock it in. Then place this camera onto this mount. Now you can slide this bottom base onto this clip. Now with this setup, you can mount this onto the windshield or onto your dash. So let me open this up so you can see what the suction mount look like. With this suction cup mount, you can put the camera directly into this location, or if you want to extend it, you can remove this knob, take this piece out, now install this swing arm here. So as you can see with this attachment, now you can adjust this to a different angle. So let's have a look at the enclosure. On the front we have the power and the mode switch. On the left this is the up and down button. On the top this is the OK button. To remove the camera from the enclosure, slide this latch here. Once you do that, you'll release. Now the back cover opens and the camera slides out. Let's have a closer look at the camera. At the bottom there's a release here for the battery cover. This is a 3.7 volt lithium ion battery rated at 900 milliamp hour. On the other side we have the HDMI port, USB charging port, and the micro SD memory card slot. Above that, this is the microphone. This camera supports a micro SD card up to 32 gig in size. And to install a micro SD card is very simple. There's a slot on the side. All you have to do is push the micro SD card into the slot until it clicks. Here I have an adapter. Plug it onto the charger. Now you can plug this into your wall. So let's go through the operation and the setup menu of this camera. Now it's very easy to operate. We have the power and mode button on the front. On the side we have the up and down button. And on the top we have the OK button. To turn on the unit, just press the power button once. And then the camera will power on. Once it's turned on, if you want to start the recording, press the OK button once. And here you'll see the recording starts. If you want to stop the recording, press the OK button one more time, and then the recording stops. Let's press the mode button once. Now this is the still picture mode, where you can take a picture. Press the mode button one more time. This is the playback mode. Press it one more time. Now we're in the setup menu. Using the up and down button on the side, scroll down to resolution, press OK. Here you can select different resolution, 1080 Full HD, 1920 by 1080, 720p, 1280 by 720, 60 frames per second, 720p, 1280 by 720, 30 frames per second, WVGA 848 by 480, TV outs, on or off, on-screen display mode, on or off, time-lapse recording. You can select 1 second, 2 seconds, or 5 seconds. Capture mode, single, 3 second, 5 second, or 10 second timer. Cyclic record, this is the loop recording time you can set if you're going to use this camera as a dash cam, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. HDR, high dynamic range, default is off. Motion detection, on or off. Audio, on or off. Day stamping, if you want to put a day stamp on your video. Image size, this is the resolution for the still image. Quality, fine, normal, economy. Sharpness, strong, normal, soft. White balance, auto, daylight, cloudy, tungsten. Color, black and white or sepia. ISO, auto, or you can select different ISO range. Exposure, you can either increase the exposure or decrease the exposure on the picture. Anti-shake, on or off. Language, you have different selections of language. Date and time, here you can set the date and the time on the camera. To exit, press the mode button on the front. Auto power off, you can set it for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. Beep sound, on or off. TV mode, NTSC or PAL. Screensaver, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Frequency, 50 Hz or 60 Hz. Rotate, on or off. Car mode, on or off. Wi-Fi SSID. Wi-Fi password. License no set. Delete. Format. Default setting and version. This camera has built-in Wi-Fi, which means that you can use an app to do remote viewing or remote control of the record function. On the back of the manual there is a QR code you can scan to install the app, but I can tell you that this one does not work, and this one, the app doesn't work with this camera. So I went on to Google Play and found two apps that will work. One is called the SJ7000, the other one is called Final Cam, and both I've tested and it works with this camera. To turn on the Wi-Fi on the camera, first power it on and then press the up button. Now you see the Wi-Fi symbol, and also the LED on the top will now flash yellow right there. That tells you the Wi-Fi on the camera is turned on. Now if you go to the Wi-Fi settings in your phone, you see this one here called Sports TV. That's the camera here. Enter the password is 1234567 Connect. Here you see the Sports TV connected. Now I do want to point out that there were a couple of times where I had to turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone and turn it back on for the phone to connect to the camera. So just keep that in mind. So now I'll open the Final Cam app. And here you see the image directly from the camera. And on the app you can start the recording. And here you see the camera is now recording. Press the record button again to stop the recording. And the recording has stopped. Now I do want to point out that using the Wi-Fi on the camera will drain the battery a lot quicker. And also the back of this camera does have a 2-inch LCD screen, so you should be able to frame up your shot. The times that you may want to use this app to do remote viewing is if the camera was mounted in a place where you cannot see the LCD to frame the shot. The feature is very handy to have, but it's not something that you'll need to use all the time. And when you're done with using the Wi-Fi on the camera, close the app first and then disconnect the Wi-Fi connection on your phone. And to turn off the Wi-Fi on the camera, just press the up button. So let's install this and test it out. I've installed the camera onto the suction cup mount, and I've also removed the plastic film that was on the back here. There's also one on the front. I'll remove that right now. On the bottom of the suction cup there's also another plastic film. It's just to keep it clean, so go ahead and remove this. Now before you install the suction cup onto the car, get a damp cloth and clean the surface very well. And also some moisture will also help seal the suction cup. Place the suction cup onto the surface. Press this down and then swing this lock arm over. Now we'll adjust the angle of the camera. Another good view you can try is mounting the camera on the side of the vehicle, and that'll give you view of both the vehicle and the road when you're driving. So first clean the surface. Install the suction cup. adjust the angle. Another view you can try is mounting the camera on top of your car. So here I've mounted the camera on the passenger window, and I installed the rotating mount so I can get the right angle that I need. Here I've set up the camera to point towards the inside of the driver's wheel. And also using the Android app, I can see remotely the video that is recording. Also with the app, I can remotely start the recording. One thing I want to point out about this camera is that when you're recording, after a minute, the LCD will turn off to save battery, but it's continuing to record. And you just saw it turn off. That was 1 minute. Now you can see the bottom left-hand side, the LED, the blue LED is still flashing. That tells you the recording is still continuing. If you press the OK button, that'll turn the LCD back on. As you can see from the video clips, the video quality of this camera is very good. Also, the camera is very easy to use. Even with the enclosure, you have access to all the buttons on the front, the side, and the top. Now, at the time of doing this review, this camera only cost $54. The model number of this camera is the SJ7000. And if you're interested in buying this, I will put a link for this item in my description below. And also, don't forget to pick up the suction cup mounts if you're going to be doing any type of recording with your vehicle. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, and don't forget to click on the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.